Do you find yourself searching through your fabric stash for the perfect coordinates? Do you strive to be more confident in your color combinations? If you answered yes or just love fabric, then a subscription to Goody's Color Club is for you. Goody's Bundle Club is a quarterly subscription program with carefully curated fabric bundles by me sent right to your doorstep. I handpick every fabric in each delivery with 12 half-yard pieces, which will only be available to Goody's Bundle Club members. In addition to an exclusive Stash Builder bundle, each delivery includes a booklet of information on the fabrics I have chosen, the fabric designer, additional fabric suggestions to use with a bundle, and quilt patterns that would be a perfect pairing with the fabric. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live quilting show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here on this lovely Tuesday. It's we got a little fresh air here in Minnesota this Tuesday. The storm went through, you know, got a little chilly for summer. But we're happy to be here, happy to be with you live, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, like our page, and of course, keep commenting throughout the show. We want to interact with you. Start by telling us your name and where you're tuning in from. And of course, thumbs up and hearts, I really appreciate it. So we know that you're enjoying watching us. Of course, behind the scenes, Mr. HP running the show.
What up now? What up? Happy Tipsy Tuesday.
Your headphones are extra crooked today.
Just a little bit.
I hope you're not.
So I can hear from my brain.
They're a little bit janky.
I can hear from my brain.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we have a great show for you today. For all of you that have been waiting for next class pack season, we introduced that last week. We have some book boxes and rulers shipping out. And of course, we're going to reveal Color Club. So get ready, everybody. Let's start with our giveaway, though. You have to be stick with us to the end of the show because we have a $25 gift card being given out every show, and we have a giveaway question at the end. So our last week's question was, what was your favorite thing from this past weekend? And are you okay over there? Cheryl Watson. Cheryl, her favorite weekend event was the NASCAR in Chicago. No, that's something that would never be on my radar. That would be happening.
That's cool.
But that's very cool. We all love different things, so awesome. So I hope you all had a great weekend. It was funny because it didn't feel like it should be a weekend that early because we had just came off of the extra long weekend. So I actually just got some work done over the weekend, which is fairly common for me. I quilted the full-size Kobe quilt on Gertie, and it's the flannel quilt. I had the backing pieced. Oh, I forgot to take a picture of the backing for them. But this is the full size, so it's big, and it's actually going to end up at GEasy's new house that he moved in with some friends. And he's standing there at the bed of his truck, wrapped in the quilt. That's how big it is. And Kobe, of course, had to test it out. It is Kobe approved.
Looks like he didn't want to get up.
Nope, he was not about to get up. It was pretty hot and sunny, so he was like, "You're making me lay on this flannel quilt, but okay." But okay, it's nice and soft. So good thing I got that done. And at the same time, when we're here on Saturday, I was quilting on Gertie. You were quilting on Riri. So we were both long arming this weekend.
It was a long arm weekend.
It was a long arm weekend. But it just feels so good to get that done, and get a quilt done, ready for binding, and then it's all good. But I really love how it turned out. And the recipient, he really loves it already. Cannot wait. I told him it needs to live here in the warehouse for just a little bit. Just a little bit. So he's anxious to take it home. But there's also some news from Iceland. There is a new volcano eruption happening in Iceland. Started early yesterday. And there's always a little bit of excitement whenever that takes place. Now, we've been lucky enough to witness two of them, the last two, and this one is happening in the same vicinity or the same general area as the last two, which is kind of about 7 miles as the bird flies from the Blue Lagoon. Now, they only just opened it up for visitors to be able to come up there or hike up there because this one had a lot of gas, like bad gases, dangerous gas activity in the beginning, but that has gone down, and so now everybody's checking it out.
It's pretty scary.
Didn't we have more photos?
Cool, but scary.
There was one photo of the lava flow. Did you see those?
Didn't see those.
Oh, I had 4 photos.
Oh, they came in late.
So, these are happening kind of in the middle of the country. There's not much that, there's no danger of any houses or anything from that. They're anticipating this one being kind of a small one. It's going to be over quite fast. Well, that's what they say. They just never know. It kind of started pretty suddenly, but there's always been activity and still is activity in that area. So as you can see, the fissure that opened up was a little bit longer than the last one, but it has already started to deactivate on the ends and getting shorter. But the flow of lava, of course, it kind of burns the vegetation as it comes over. But really no danger of people unless they are not being very smart and going too close and things like that. Getting themselves in danger. But it's pretty cool. We got some friends going to visit Iceland in just a couple of weeks, so would be kind of cool if this is still going on and they could hike up there. Remember that hike, sir, when we hiked last time?
That was some kind of hike.
That was the longest hike that you've ever done in your life.
Ever.
Was it 8 miles?
8 miles.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just flat road. It was.
Yeah, it was pretty rough terrain.
Yeah.
But it's a memory it's something we never forget. So I love it.
Never do again.
Never do it again. All right. So I have, before we move on to the tip of the day and the class and the color club, I wanted to show you. Some of you are lucky that live close by, but we are shipping out our book and ruler. The new the packs that you ordered, the special where you had the should we show this? Well, I love the box. And it's the Stripology on one side and GEasy on the other. And then we have the ruler and the new book. So many of you are going to be very excited. Some of you maybe have it, but we're very excited for you to receive this. And hope you could just get going right away. I just saw there was a chatter going already on and the crew. What are you gonna make? What's the first thing you're gonna make? I know a lot of you are gonna try the flying geese, which is awesome. But a lot of you are gonna play with a little Mia pattern. Now I just have to say, even though we're printing out, you're packing slips and all that as fast as we can, it's gonna take a few days. This was a large undertaking, and so. A little peek from what went out today, just today. We got probably a couple more days of this. So I took a little video from the warehouse. So let's check out the video. So it's been action-packed around here, and it's going to stay like that for a while. Yeah, the mail people are like, okay, truck after truck after truck. So it's great. But we're excited, and thank you all for showing us so much love. We appreciate it. But it's time for our tip of the day. Let's go. Tip I wanted to talk about and show you a little great tip when you have a pattern and you want to match up a floral or big print, so you want to match up the pattern. So just a little easy trick. So it can be really hard to cut a 1/4 inch seam, and then on the other one cut the 1/4 inch the other way and then sew it together. So my trick is, if you're gonna match this one, so first off you want to find the repeat and find the pattern that, so for example here, I found that here's this big floral, and you want to make sure it's oriented the same way, because it is also over here, but it's turned. So we want to make sure it's oriented first the same way. Then I press it where I'm going to join it, and I just obviously you would probably do it closer to the edge to save fabric. But I wanted to really show you so it's easier to see. So I made a crease and pressed it really nice. So then you want to just go ahead and match up. So I always start with kind of the most obvious pattern. And so I'm matching up all of these. So I have this little leaf here and this flower. Now I have to pull this over because here we got to match these. So here we go. This is good. You pull this a little bit this way. And once you like all your orientation everywhere, so I have matching this leaf and everywhere, And this is looking pretty good to me. So I have this crease. First, before I do anything, I like to use either a glue stick or the washable school glue. There's an Elmer's glue stick. I just couldn't find mine before the show. But school glue works just the same. And you can just do a little nice thin strip. Or you can also use the Soline glue sticks, which I couldn't find that one either. But so I'm just going to show you with this. So what you want to do is just, once you have it positioned, make sure it's all flat. You just fold this up and just do a little strip of glue right here on the edge. If it wants to come out for me. So a little strip of glue, and this is all going to wash away. So we'll put a little strip of glue and then you put it down so it's going to glue exactly in place. And the great thing about this one, you can move it around still. If you missed a little bit, you can move things around just a tad bit until everything is matching up good. And then it's stable. So the next thing I do, I would take this, I don't trim anything yet. I take this straight to my sewing machine and I just flip this open. And now I have this really nice crease here. And I'm going to stitch right in that crease. If you want to be extra accurate, you can always go ahead and just grab a ruler and a water erasable pen and draw that line if it's hard to see the crease. And now when you have sewn this, we're flipping it to here, moving this out of the way. So I have a smaller piece here that I actually sewed. So once it's sewn, you can then trim away whatever is excess. So I'm just going to grab my ruler here. And you can trim away. You can do it. Let's do it this way. So I can place my 1/4 inch line right on the seam. So I'm trimming a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I trim everything away. So the dotted line to the left of the 0 slit was right on my seam. So now I have a perfect 1/4 inch seam and now everything is paired up. So I do line things up, and then if you need to cut your pieces, you have to do this first and then you have to cut your pieces if you want to continue the pattern. So that is our tip of the day. There it is. Any questions on this one? Now, of course, not all patterns you would need to do this with. I remember I used this when I was working with some of the Tula Pink, you know, the big faces, the really big repeats. And this was so easy to do it this way. So I would just line up all my fabrics and make kind of a bigger piece of fabric, and then I could cut my pieces. So it was really good.
You wait for the glue to dry?
So you can either wait, but the best way is I take it to my iron. If you're using the liquid glue, if you just press it with your iron, it heat set. So then it's really set. It's a great little tip to use for bindings and things like that too. If you did our Fast and Furious Club previous years, I use this this tool, the Elmer's School Glue, quite a bit for certain little things, sashings and things like that. So great little tip.
I want to ask, how's your hand and your fingers from signing?
Well, it's more so like I somehow get a little crooked when I'm doing it. And so my back, my whole upper back, shoulders were sore and jacked up. So I've been doing it in pieces though. So I'm about 3/4 of the way. I got one little sprint left that I'll do tomorrow. But I've been doing it in pieces and pacing myself, standing up, stretching, doing all that. So no, because you put it on the fabric and then you lay it down, so the glue should not get on the iron. It should be just between the 2 layers of fabric. Very thin strip. So, and you don't even need to go like all the way down, just a few dabs to keep it in the right place after you matched up the patterns. I do. Thank you, whoever said that. Somebody was wondering if you had to rip out any more long arming.
A little bit, not as much. Someone said they had to rip out 5,000 stitches.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That's a lot.
That was a whole row, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, should we move on to our, I want to answer some questions about our class packs. You know, we launched our class packs last week, and we have the special price going on through August 1st because you officially get your first video and the cutting instructions, all the patterns on August 2nd. So through August 1st, the special introductory price is available for $39.95 versus $49.95. And our schedule, as you can see, you get the patterns and the cutting video, and in that video I talk about tools, I talk about fabric selection, even deeper, and then we kick it off on August 16th. I've been getting a lot of questions about the what's it called? Difficulty level of the patterns. And so because the Lucy is a single pattern, Velocity is in my Stripology Squared book, which came out quite a few years ago. In the Mixology books, I introduced the system where you have the check marks up at the top. So one check mark is a good one for even full-on beginners, 2 check marks, confident beginners, 3 check marks, intermediate, because none of my patterns are really hard. So I would say that both Lucy and Velocity are confident beginner to intermediate. I would say confident beginner. And I have to tell you, doing it as a class pack, those of you that did the first class pack, I take you through every step, really nice and slow, and give you all the extra tips, you know, even just some tips on how I like to do things to stay organized, to stay efficient, and all those things. And so I think anybody could really do it. If you are confident in using cutting mats and cutters and cut your stuff, confident in your scant 1/4 inch seam allowance, it's going to be great. So I wouldn't worry about it. So any more questions on the class packs? We're excited to kind of get that going. We've started the filming, so we're excited about that. And I wanted to say the release schedule, so when you purchase it, you do get that right away, so you can kind of mark your calendar and everything. The best part is you're not under any pressure to stick with the schedule. So if you have a vacation planned or have to go somewhere, somebody's asking, do you have to buy the pattern? No, the patterns aren't come with the class, because I usually include some additional bonus material when I do the classes, extra layouts and things like that. Would Lucy look good scrappy? Yes. Okay, I missed that last one. Can you not buy the special with ruler and book together anymore? No, that one expired on July 1st. So you can buy them individually, but the package is not available because that had the free pattern. If you use 2 colors, do you need 12 half yards of each color? No. Well, are you talking about 1 color for the background, 1 color for the blocks? So you need 3 yards for the background, so you would need that amount. So I think that's only 6 half yards. But it's gonna, it depends how it gets cut. But you don't need, I think that sounded a little much. Are there patterns in your new book, or is it mainly instructional on using the ruler? So there's 6 patterns in here. So there's just all the techniques, all the charts, but there are some patterns just to kind of simple patterns just to practice the technique. So they're kind of fun. One of them is hanging right here, the runner, the order up. No, which one is this one? My brain is so fried from signing this. I don't even know the names of the quilts in the book anymore. Oh, the wiggle room, sorry. The wiggle room is one of them, perfect to practice the half square triangle technique. And there's a couple of flying geese projects to practice the flying geese techniques. All right. We just answered that one. So I wanted to mention too, if you are around, if we're talking about class packs again, if you are from around here, come and take advantage of our free sew-ins, like open sew times here in our classroom. You can work on your class packs every week. And so I hope we will get some folks over here to work on your class pack, because we're here. If you need any help, we're all here. So happy to help out. Okay, are you ready for Color Club reveal? We shipped Color Club out on the 5th. So now we've had, what, 5 shipping days. So hopefully most of you have received your Color Club for the month of July. If you haven't and you want to be surprised, this is your warning to step away from the screen for about 10 minutes, okay? So, you ready? Are they ready? Are you ready, sir?
Great.
Okay. Here we go. I got my package that we ship it in, and to the month of July, are you gonna guess? Slip it over. My inspiration, sea glass. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful aqua, sea glass, sea foam colors.
I had a car that color.
Huh?
I had a car that color.
You had a car this color.
I did.
Was he more mint green, that car, or was it? It was kind of like this color,
It's
wasn't it?
called Seafoam green.
Oh, that's right. Anybody else have a seafoam green color car? What model was that?
It's a 1986 Starion Mitsubishi.
All right, well, that must have gotten some attention. But this beautiful color palette is inspired by the beautiful, fascinating sea glass. So all these, and they have different hues. So we have different hues in here because it can range in color. And it's pretty much ordinary glass from shipwrecks or when beachgoers toss it into the sea. Over time, it gets weathered and kind of that sandy texture, frosted texture. But I really love the blues and greens, so that's where I stuck with in this inspiration. So let's start with this one. This is our color wash from Wyndham. Beautiful, just a great texture, pretty large scale brush stroke texture, but I love the hue of this one. The next one is called Color Dance by QT Fabrics, and it's a little more green. So you can totally see these when you find the green sea glass, that's absolutely this color. And I love the little mottled texture. So there's a few textures in here. There's the really dark and light, and then there's some little strokes in there. The third one is a dry brush, one of our favorites from Wilmington. Dry brush is similar to a grunge, but it's usually just one color, one hue. Love that one. So I love that there's a little bit lighter tones in here, because if you see glass, you will see parts of it that have more of that sandy or frosted texture. Then we have a Riley Blake. This is called Painter's Watercolor Swirl in the aqua. So here you'll see a little bit more of the blue tones. I love the swirls, but then there's these little dots in here that create just this irregular texture that's really pretty. And then finishing off with a color blend in a seafoam. The color is called seafoam, but it's really more of an aqua color. So this is kind of has more of the light speckles in it, smaller scale, but this, looking at it, it could really translate well into seafoam or sea glass, is what I'm saying. I looked at what you're going to put up next, and that's why I said seafoam. Do you want to put it up? Are you? Oh, he's very excited to show you this. Oh. Okay, this was back in 1980, what?
Back in early 90s.
Early 90s?
88, 89.
Okay, all right. That was hot, I guess. Well, the colors of sea glass, they resemble healing, peace, joy, and hope. So if you use these in a quilt, that is definitely what a quilt already does. But let's check out. So we have all of them available in 1 yards. So we have the watercolor, the color wash. We have the color dance, the dry brush, seafoam, the watercolor texture, and of course the color blends. Now, great combinations. I list some exciting in our pairings. So there's so many options to play with these colors, but I always love sticking with the colors in nature. So really nice taupes and sand and gold and yellow would be really cool, as well as pinks. But let's look at some bundles that these would just automatically fit in perfectly. We just got this one in stock. This one is Connection for Wyndham. And look at all these blues in here. So this is a perfect fit in with this one. We have a Northcott, Vitamin C. Of course, the ocean, anything with ocean theme, it's going to be a perfect fit there. Arctic Wonder has a lot of great aquas, but more so speckled throughout. There's only one fabric in here, so adding some more to this one would be really great. We have Moonlit Garden. So here am I talking about some of the pinks and yellows and a little bit of those seafoam colors. So these would mix in perfectly and create a really more of the lights. Great fit. Spring Flowers by Lewis and Irene hits this color almost perfectly. And look at this beautiful mix of more those really rich deep tones. So pretty for summer and spring. We have Songbook, a new page. So this color is sprinkled throughout. There's only a couple in that lighter blue, but then we have the dark teal. So these would all mix in really nicely when you have darker teals and lighter teals together. And then interestingly enough, the rest of the bundles we found, they are seasonal. And it's kind of an odd color to be in our seasonal bundles, but it's popular, it's hot these days. So here we have it in this Harvest Wishes. I love this bundle with the blue, the navy blue, but then we have this beautiful seafoam color background on these prints. It just goes so well with that touch of orange. For fall, we have a few Christmas ones. Jolly Darlings from Ruby Star from last year. This one's on sale, but perfect color there to mix in. From last year as well, Cheer and Merriment, beautiful color here. That's a perfect tone to match with the rest of them. I believe this one is on a good price too. And then some of our new ones. Love this one from Art Gallery, the Winter Tale. It has one print here, but this color is sprinkled throughout all the prints, so it would be really nice to add that a little bit of the calmer, that tone into this bundle. Good News, Great Joy is here with that tone in there. You may have seen the Little Mia runner that's hanging behind me. That one is made with this bundle. Actually, the little kit, we have this one available in a little kit to make exactly the Little Mia. And so that would mix in well. And last but not least, another holiday one, Comfort and Joy by Create Joy. And look at this. Beautiful to throw something, and this is a perfect bundle to put some of these tone on tones in because they're all really busy. So perfect way to tone it down. So that is our color club for July, our sea glass inspiration. Beautiful. Sea glass inspiration and Astarion in seafoam.
Oh yeah.
Aw. It would have been cool to ride around in that car with you. Yeah?
It's a fast car.
Hey, wasn't this car in a music video?
Yeah.
It was in a Prince music video.
A couple of them.
Oh, a couple of them. Which one was the one that's, is it
Sexy.
Sexy MF.
And gangster glam.
Oh, Gangsta Glam. Yeah, go check it out if you like music videos. You'll find his car featured. I love it. That was the bonus feature of today's show. This was not planned.
Yeah, you didn't even know.
I didn't even know. No. But I remember, I knew you had this car because this is not the first time you've bragged about this car. I love it. Okay, so what are we talking about next? Any questions on the Color Club? No? Good. So, of course, you can always sign up. We will open up some more spots later after the show. But what I wanted to say, too, is whenever we have a new month now revealed, if you wanted to get more of last month's pack, whenever we have extras, we list last month's pack when we reveal this month's. So you can now get the last month, which was it? Am I crazy? Was it mushroom? No, it was June. Yeah, no, it was apricot. Yeah, it came. It just takes a while. There's so much up there. Just
Someone
takes
wants
a while.
to know the name of the new long arm. Her name is Riri.
Yep, it's a baby lock regalia, and he named her Riri.
Riri.
It's a cute name, actually. All right, we have some beautiful new stuff in, and we had a couple of these panels come in that were so adorable that Miss Colleen whipped them up right away. So these are from Northcott, and they're called Extreme Santa. And we have stocking panels, and they're pretty awesome. So it's skateboarding Santa on one side, so that's one stocking. Oh, they're not looking at the stocking. So we have the skateboarding Santa, and on the other side, so this panel is enough for 2 stockings. And this one is on a little, what are those called? The little flying saucers that you slide down the hill. So I'll show you the stockings that she made. So they're so cute. So she wanted me to tell you that she used just one yard. We have this one, Extreme Santa Dottie Red, she used for the lining. And then this one too. I love this one, the Extreme Santa Toss Black. We have both of these. And then we do have the diagonal stripe as well. Although here, we didn't use it. This is a part of the panel. So all you need extra is the lining. And then she added the little hook here. And so she just cut a 3x7 inch little piece of fabric and to make the hanging tag. And all she did was, there's batting, both sides. But all she did a little bit of quilting just around the Santa, just to kind of keep him in, outline some things. Here in the black part, did a little wiggle seam. Can hardly see it probably because it is black. But I love this little addition. So you see these see the white snowflakes, but look at the blue ones. So these are stitched. The Baby Lock Chorus did these snowflakes. So it's a really great idea if you need just something, a little quilting, but don't want to do too much. You can use, if you have a few little embroidery stitches on your machine, and I love that. It mixes so perfectly, and here's the blue snowflakes. So super cute. So this is the panel for the stockings. The other panel is for an advent calendar. And so here's that one. Extreme Santa. So he's snowshoeing with a reindeer on his back, skating, skiing, and snowboarding. And this is one of those panels where you just fold up. We've had those before, super easy. So the panel looks like this. And so you literally just take it, create the pockets it has fold lines here on the outside. You make one fold and bring it up. So then you create these pockets like that. And then all you do is stitch down the middle, and that creates the little pockets for each month or for each day of the month. This one is so cute and unique. So just used 1 yard for the backing and the binding, and that's all you need. 1 yard plus the panel for the advent calendar. Really cute, fast, fun little projects. Always great to make these little things to give to the kids before the holidays. Then we have a new bundle that is really adorable. So unfortunately, the flannel bundle behind us sold out, of course, but this one has a similar feel. It's not flannel though, but
how big is the panel?
the panels. This one is so 24 inches, I believe. The advent calendar 21 inches once it's finished. So it's a 24-inch wide panel, and then you trim it down. That's, I think, the same with stockings. The stockings, yes. It's a 24-inch panel, but it's a good size. It's a good size stocking. I love the shape, and they're so fun. Okay, this new line is called Northern Peaks. So it has kind of that same northern feel, but totally different colorway, a little more teal and greens. But we have some wildlife in here. We have some bears. Look at that. Beautiful. I just love the textures in the background. And so I don't always love using, you know, big novelty animal prints in a quilt, but I love it when there's so much else going on. So that's when it just looks really good. So some more of the greens. We have the dark green, and this is like trees, so it's like a forest scape, but you know, once you cut this is just going to be a great texture. We have these beautiful ferns. And you can see some of the teals, even though it's mostly the greens, some of the teals are coming through. A little bit wider shot of the trees and the hillside, but still very abstract. Really love that. I love these tree stumps. Look at that. So it's all these trees, and you see the textures of this one. We have a beautiful green. This is what these prints are called Bliss, but I love mixing them in. So here you have the blend of the greens and the blues coming together. So here we have more of that, a little bit lighter, bringing a little bit of that brown, tying it in with the bears. So really it's just one print with the bears, which is cool. We have another Bliss and a little bit lighter, more of the teals. The teal color, I love this one. So having a little bit of a direction so it could kind of act as a stripe without being a stripe. We have the beautiful ferns and the more blues and teals, but yet there's green in there, so it ties all the way together. And then we have the large trees on the larger scale, and then finishing off with this one. This one has to be shown. So this is the ombre print. So they usually put one of these in each. So check this out. So this is kind of a scape, a nature scape, but you might wonder, why do I put that in and cut it into half yards? Because this is the coolest thing. If you cut pieces from this, you'll get like you're getting 4, 5 different fabrics. So if you cut squares or you cut strips, so imagine if you were making the Kobe quilt, you would be getting the big rectangles, but they would be all almost different, even though you don't have set lines. But I really love these. So kind of depending on how you fold it, that's the colors you see. So we're just going to fold it like this. I guess you see barely none of it. There it is. So this is one of those fabrics that you can make so many beautiful quilts with. I would say it doesn't really matter what pattern. I would probably go with a lighter background. I'm going to do my fabric pull and then give you some more ideas. So I'm going to start with some of the blues. So we have some blues here on this print as well. Some of the darker hues I would match up with the Bumbleberries Basic Indigo. So it has kind of the deeper, darkest blues. Some of the more brighter blues, the Deco Stitch and the Indigo Sky is great. And then the Grunge Peacock for the teal with a little bit of green in there. I did one more blue for kind of the lighter blue. So you'll see this light blue hue here throughout. So this one is the Spectrostatic Dusty Blue. So that will be kind of my blue story with these. Going into more of the green. So the darkest, I love this one, the cross stitch in the spruce. So it has a little cross stitch pattern. Another Bumbleberries Sarasalka Green has a lot of blue in it. So you can see it almost looks perfect with the Bliss. Another from Sarasalka, Sarasalka Forest on green. I love that it's kind of like trees, so it ties very nicely in with all of these. We have the Bon Voyage and the London Blue, so a little bit lighter, almost sagey greens with some of those hues, especially kind of the bear, the one in the bear colors. And then I wanted to go one step lighter, the Crimp and the Ivy, because it has white in it, it's going to read lighter. But still has that same green hue to it. So I love how that comes together with these. For the lighter tones that are built in here, they're kind of taupey. So I kind of went from a darker taupe that is in the tree trunks that you see here and there. And then this one is actually from the line. I didn't include it in the bundle because it was really a tone-on-tone cream. But it is actual paw prints. It's called Northern Peaks Paw Prints. There's little paw prints in the foliage, but this is the perfect color of these lighter tones. And then also we have a crimp, another crimp in the sand color. So either of those would be great, or all of them to mix in. Now as far as an accent, or a dark background, if you wanted to do something with a dark background, I would definitely pull out the browns, you know, for the bears. So we have two browns here, the Canvas and the Coffee Bean, or the Grunge and the Winter Coal. Now, if you were to ask me, would this be good in like a Lucy? Absolutely. Would I maybe not use the bears? Maybe, maybe not. If you do a Lucy with like the bears, yes, it's going to get cut up. But it still might create a really cool texture in the block. So I could definitely use this with Lucy, going probably either a lighter background, or if you want to go deep dark, I think a Winter Coal will be beautiful, even a richer brown. But I just love this. Very, very rich and unique fabric. That's how we love it, how we like it, right? All right, so we have lots going on this week. So tomorrow morning, Colleen will be with us with a wonderful One Yard Wednesday. Don't want to miss this one. It's a really good one. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 at Central Time. And then we will have a show, of course, Friday. So check that out. I think all we have to do is ask the question. Unless you guys have questions for me. No questions. That's great.
Lisa went and seen the video. Lisa's seen the Gangster Glam video. She's seen my car.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Fun. We're gonna have to watch that tonight.
It's real.
It's real. He's not lying. Now, did she mention that you were in the video too and you had hair?
She didn't mention that. But that is the case, though.
You had hair. All right, let's move on. Let's not talk about your hair, non-hair.
No.
Okay, here's my giveaway question. Bundle Club ships on July 20th. So we're just about 10 days away from that. Hopefully, all of you subscribers will hear more from us on that. We're still awaiting one fabric and kind of crossing our fingers that it will arrive in the next few days. But exciting. But here's my giveaway question to win a $25 gift card. All you got to do is answer this in the comments. What is the most adventurous outdoorsy activity you have done? Ooh. It was fun because we were talking about bears and moose and whatnot. And this fabric somehow just reminds me of Alaska. I've been there twice to teach, and I really wanted to see a moose. And they all told me, oh, you'll see it. You'll see them. And then I didn't see it. And I wanted to go hiking to see it. And they wouldn't let me go hiking because there's bears everywhere. And not just black bears. Yeah. So it's really cool. It reminds me definitely of Alaska.
Jane asked if I was a part of the show that Kathleen, my sister, is doing tomorrow, Soul of the Cities. I'm not, but I'm going to go see her. Mm-hmm. She's performing tomorrow, the Soul of the Cities.
Soul of the Cities. Oh, very cool. You have a show coming up, though.
August 5th, the Men of Motown at the Dakota. August 5th, don't miss it.
Pitch it. And you'll be at the State Fair, too.
Also, yeah, with St. Paul
and the Minneapolis
Phone Call Stars on the 2nd and the 3rd.
No, I think it's only on the 3rd. Is it on the big stage?
All I know is Mini Donuts. I don't know what stage it's on.
Okay, we'll give you an update on that one.
Yeah.
We'll have all the details for you. But anyways, our next show, not his shows, our next show will be this Friday, July 14th at 12 p.m. Central. Happy Friday. And then next week is Tuesday, July 18th at 4 p.m. Central for another Tipsy Tuesday. Thank you all for watching tonight. We love having you here. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you Friday. Bye.
August 5th, Dakota, the Men of Motown. August 5th.
Oh, gosh. Hush.